What's up, guys? Eric here, back for another VOD review. Today, we are back in North America with SpencerTFT, rank 1 North America, about 100 LP over rank 2. You can see once we get this far in the set, he's got 500 games played, which is like a lot less than T-Lides and like Setsuko, but then like more than Milk. I mean, hey, Milk, if you stream, I'll VOD review you, but this guy doesn't stream. So we're gonna VOD review Spencer, and I mean, why not? He's rank 1 North America, and he got to play a comp this game that I haven't actually got a chance to play yet on this patch, but it's one that's becoming very, very popular. So I'm hyped to talk about this, and you can already see from Trainer Golems that we're gonna know pretty much what comp we're playing from 1-2, and you can see with this trainer Sentinel, we got Bastion, Chrono, and Shapeshifter. There's basically only a couple options to us here. We can play Vertical Chrono, or we can play like Vertical Shapeshifter, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of Vertical Shapeshifter personally. I played a lot of Shapeshifter last patch when people are like, oh, 6 Shapeshifter bears and stuff like that. I never really got that thing to work. And so now I'm just a Shapeshifter hater. But the idea of this game will be to play towards Vertical Chrono. Already have a Zillion here we can fit for Chrono, and we have Bastion in as well. So throw in like a Zoe with this, and it starts to become maybe a pretty good board. We also are holding onto this Hecarim here, who we've talked so much about how broken this Hecarim unit is. So definitely worth holding as well. First augment here, obviously not going to be cauterized, obviously not going to be not today here. We do have combat bandages here, and Spencer's doing something that I always talk about is a very, very smart thing to do here, is if you're looking at an augment like this, we have double down in our pool. There's a fantastic lost streak augment, but you have to make sure the rest of the lobby is not going for this, so that's why he was going for that scout there. He's waiting a little while. He might even do another scout here to see is anyone else looking for a lost streak augment there. It looked like someone else was actually double down there, so I feel like that would actually encourage me to not take it here. It looked like, yeah, most people are win streak augments, but this guy, yes, this guy is also double down. So in my opinion, then, I would be fine taking something solid, like just a regular combat bandages here. But he's going to roll that, and yeah, he's still going to take the double down here, which is surprising to me. He's still going to play for that lost streak Recombob actually into a 2-star. That was a great little Recombob there to guarantee a little bit of extra income, and he's going to full open here. I will also say this does remind me, I just actually coached somebody playing double down. It was the session is on my Metafy, so if you're interested in seeing a coaching session where the student takes this augment, then go subscribe to my Metafy, link in the description down below, and you get access to all my coaching VODs. Just posted that one, gonna be posting some more quite soon. So yeah, the only problem here for Spencer in his spot is that he is probably going to fight this other guy who's full open. Oh, but I wonder if his idea, yeah, I wonder if his thought process is maybe that, I mean, there's no way, right? It's like, I guess he's like looking at the emblems and wondering if like maybe that person's double down golem is going to beat his double down golem. I'm trying to think of like if there's, because all of these are uncraftable, so don't they just all give HP? And it's not like you get like any inherent stats out of like one Bastion or anything. So he's looking at like the HP totals and comparing them. Okay, I can't wait to see who, like when they fight each other, who ends up winning, because they're not going to both be full open. I guess that is actually, that's probably why, well, it could be why he wanted to take it. It used to be, it used to be that there was a situation, yeah, this guy says, if no reason for you to open, if we meet, you win. I'm not really sure why they said that. I guess maybe there is something with the emblems. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what happens when they fight each other. It used to be that if you both had like a dummy on the board, it would like make it so that you guys like you tie, and that counted as a loss for both players. But this is a different situation where these aren't dummies. They are going to fight and kill each other. So I'm interested to see what ends up happening. Still has a 3 loss here, which is pretty good. And so maybe at this point he's just going to start actually playing a board and saying, there's no point in full opening. But I don't know, we'll see. I wonder why that player said that they were going to, like, that this dummy is going to beat the other dummy. I don't know. We're going to continue to full open here, so we'll see what happens. Also, he called him Soou because Spencer is playing on his Smurf account here. He is, rank 1, but part of the way that you can be rank 1 in TFT is to sit for a little while. So this actually is on his Smurf account. Still pretty high elo, but not quite rank 1. But hey, we got a 4 loss streak here. We're continuing to full open with this augment, which is just the perfect way to play it. Full loss streak, make a ton of gold, and then play for a strong board later game. Wants to hold on to the Zillion here, but I imagine he's still going to keep that full open down. Oh no, he's just going to play it here with the idea that, if he fights that guy, maybe that guy is right and that he's going to win. I wonder what I guess it's that now, I guess it's that now some of these emblems are craftable, so they do give stats, right? That must be what it is that these emblems are craftable, and so well, Chrono's definitely not craftable. I don't believe Shapeshifter is craftable either, but Bastion is. I wonder what the craftable ones the other guy has, because I'm interested in why he thought he was so confident that he was going to win. But I mean, we never fought him, so I guess we'll never know. But okay, we have Chrono +1. We have the Zillion here, and the idea, of course, is going to be to play it for vertical Chrono this game. It's not a very like popular comp. I don't see people are always like, oh my god, I really want to get a Chrono spat. But I do think it actually does have quite a solid cap. If you can get there. 6 Chrono is fantastically strong now after the buffs. So yeah, I'm hyped for it. He still has yet to fight the other open player, but we are still opening to continue our loss streak here. Make sure that we lose to everyone, and you know, once we win our first fight, we can think about starting a win streak. This is actually a great loss, only a 3-unit loss here, so this is fantastic here, and we're looking for an augment here, ideally some kind of combat augment here. Ooh, Prismatic here. Lucky Gloves. I mean, Lucky Gloves is certainly an option, right? You already have 2 gloves here, and this is a comp that doesn't use a ton of gloves naturally. Like Karma's not a glove hungry unit. Sport Golem is just a broken augment here, but I could certainly see the Lucky Gloves take here. We're also seeing me first pick on Carousel. The only slightly scary thing about Lucky Gloves is then what do you do with the rest of your items? If you're making 1 Lucky Gloves, well, if you're making 2 Lucky Gloves, and then maybe this other one even becomes the 3rd Lucky Gloves, your Karma items could be something like an Asher's, but you have no mana item. Maybe the idea is we will take a tier off Carousel and then just build towards a mana item. But I mean, Lucky Gloves here with already two gloves looks pretty good. So we'll see. Sport Golem's obviously a broken augment, so you could also go for that. I guess the nice thing is that if you take Lucky Gloves, ooh, a Karma here is fantastic, by the way. If you take Lucky Gloves here, you don't necessarily have to make them all. Okay, he is going to make them here. But I guess my thought process was like, if we fight this other full open player here, we could actually hold off on making some of these gloves and try to lose the fight, exactly like this player is doing here. I'm actually surprised, yeah, that Spencer ended up slamming these. I guess his thought process was that he was always going to win this fight, but this player that he fought was actually quite strong. But maybe the other idea is that and now with these double Lucky Glove slams, with a Nico on the board, with 3 Chrono in, with the Karma, maybe he's like, I can just start my win streak here. Like, you could potentially even just level this round. Yeah, be quite strong here. Get in Frost, which is pretty nice onto this board. Move a Lucky Gloves over to, he's going to put it on the Thomas Kench for now. Yeah, I think this actually makes a decent amount of sense. We are going to beat a few boards with this. Now, if we fight someone really strong, we're probably still going to lose because we do have 5 components on bench. But I'm really, really interested to see what Spencer goes for off Carousel here. Could also just finish something out of that bow, like a red buff to guarantee heal cut. I feel like Karma is a really mana-hungry unit. You really want to get her casting as many times as possible so she can start stacking up that damage over time. So we'll see here. This is also, oh, such a close fight there. Any slam would win it, but no slams are very preferable here. So he either has red buff or tier as his options. It looked like he was maybe interested in the tier there, but then he just goes for the red buff because there was someone else who was hovering over the tier. He doesn't want to risk losing the bow and the tier here, so this makes sense. Guaranteeing red buff is also quite nice. The only downside to guaranteeing red buff is then, like, what does this belt become? Maybe you just make a guard breaker here and you live with the fact that you're not gonna have enough Lucky Gloves, but you can also just wait out the next few combats and see. We got a Bard in here that we are going to play actually over in Cantor here just to get Preserver in. I mean, yeah, in Cantor I think is like an okay trade, but it's not that big a deal in my opinion, so I think this is fine. Throws a random belt onto the Warwick here to try to win this fight, or at least to try to not lose it really, really hard. We are going to end up winning this fight just because of the power of Karma, and we still don't even have 4 Chrono in here. So the board is looking pretty solid here, just on 3 Chrono, especially because we're, you know, down an entire combat augment. There's the Vex that allows us to play 4 Chrono. We would have to cut something like, I don't know, the Bard, lose out on the Preserver here. He looks like, ooh, he's just gonna get out of Frost here so we can play this other stuff. Yeah, I kind of like it over Bard here. Yeah, I think this is just the most simple way to do it. He was also holding onto the Gwen as a potential extra in. The idea of playing like 6 Chrono can fit in like a Gwen with a Bard with Preserver in. Eventually maybe the Fiora as well, though. I don't know how many units we're gonna end up being able to fit on this board. We have to play 5 Chrono units to get 6 Chrono in. So then on level 8, you only have like 3 open slots. You probably want to be playing, I guess you could play like something like Bard plus Gwen plus, you could play in Cantor, or you could just play Fiora and not care about in Cantor. It'll be interesting to see what his board ends up being. Could be like Rakan, honestly. Rakan plus Bard, and just play for that vertical preserver and then play some extra unit like a random Cassiopeia. I could see that. All right, pretty rich here because of the double down. This is a fantastic spot because we lost streak so hard with double down, right? We're 5 lost here. I can bring this down to 1x speed for this roll down here so that we can look at just, what is being taken here. Oh, I did not. I mean, that's why he's rank 1, baby. That's why he's the best, because he actually. I mean, I won't tell you that that's not a high roll shop. That is a Camille on like the second roll here. Nothing to learn. GG's. But I'm interested to still to see what board he ends up building here. We do have the 6 Chrono, and I'm also really interested in seeing just how 6 Chrono fares here. Smart to have the idea of holding onto Hecarim here, a broken unit, a Bastion, and also, obviously, a multi-striker. Now we fit in 3 multi-striker for our Camille here. So I actually I like this a lot. Thinking about item slams here. Ooh, yeah, these are kind of interesting. Is it ever not Lucky Gloves Camille? It's quite strong now, but I'm kind of down to not Lucky Gloves. Well, you do have this remover. Maybe, okay. Okay, in hindsight, I kind of like this. You BT the Hecarim. You look, yeah, you build just kind of like frontline items on this Hecarim for now. I don't know if I even would have built a... Well, we could have at least waited to see what this item was going to be, because this board was always going to be a win. I don't know if I would have built a Warmogs here, but okay, Warmogs as well is pretty interesting. Ooh! I mean, this... I don't know. Let's do a quick augments stat check for this. Fast forward 4.5. Not bad at 4.2. I mean, it's got to be good, right? I mean, they buffed it a little bit, right? After casting ability, Chrono Mancers gain 40% attack speed and 50% Omnivamp. I mean, it's got to be good enough when you're playing 6 Chrono. It has to be, I feel like. I mean, also, you can just take it for fun. I mean, the other ones are also not very good. Arcana champions doing extra damage, that's fine. Doesn't do anything here. But yeah, I mean, the board looks fantastic. We really don't have many upgrades on this board. It is literally just the Hecarim and the Zillion that are upgraded, but 6 Chrono, I don't know. I'm excited to see the value that this board gets out of 6 Chrono, and obviously the early Camille is going to be a monster here with the Lucky Loves as well. Just jumping around the entire board, getting all of those extra stats from 6 Chrono. It is huge. She has so much attack speed and AP. Yeah, oh my god, look at that true damage from that Camille. Oh my goodness. Oh, and why not? Why not a Morgana here as well? You could play it over the Rakan. Yeah, I mean, Rakan is quite a strong unit these days, but it probably is just the Morgana over the Rakan. And so yeah, it looks like his idea is going to be that 6 Chrono, fit in the Hecarim, because that's Bastion with our dummy, and it's also multi-striker, and then maybe a Preserver after that. Could be like a Xerath, and I think a lot of people these days are still capping out their boards with Xerath. Even though he's been nerfed, it's kind of weird that there's been like a resurgence of Xerath, but I mean, I guess he is just kind of naturally always going to be the way to cap out boards when you're playing around stuff like this. I would say that a little like kind of cute synergy that I like is when you play Preservers with Vertical Chrono, because they freeze everybody, and then Preservers get that healing effect over time. And so it's kind of nice to get that. All right, what do we want here? He's looking at maybe Titan's Resolve. He was actually looking at Rod there for potentially a Karma item. It's just, we're so far from Karma items that I don't know if we could even like really look at them. I feel like this Karma might just be a red buff bot, and then we just go for items that are going to be solid onto Camille later, which, yeah, this Edge of Night. I have to imagine the idea is that before chickens, we're going to remove these items off of Hecarim, we're going to throw the Edge of Night, and then we're going to remove the TG off of Camille once we get the extra remover from chickens, and then we're going to Edge of Night BT, and then go for some third item onto Camille here. This is actually, I kind of, well, I would normally like this, but this fight is really close. Are we going to win this? This is actually rough, because Spencer made the call here to not pick up Yordle Spirit with the idea that he could win without it, but then he lost, which actually feels really, really bad, because maybe actually with something like a Yordle Spirit there, we would have won that fight. That's actually so tragic. Still keeping the Thomas Kenshi in here as well, just for Arcana onto our board, some extra HP. You could play Rakan, he's thinking about it. Yeah, actually, that's good. I didn't really talk about that, but that's a good question of if the 3 Preserver is stronger than just the 2 Arcana here. I like the option of hitting potentially a Catfish 2, a 2-star Tom Kench, so I like holding it just for that possibility, but I could see the idea of just maybe playing a slightly stronger board. We only have 5 non-unique traits in, so really not getting that much health. Ooh, down to 31 HP, but we are very, very rich here is the upside. We can potentially just 5-1 it here. You could theoretically 5-2 it, but that is really scary. Gotta burn the remover now if we want to move items off of the Hecarim. Do that before. I don't know why we didn't actually do that. I think that's just a miss from Spencer here. I think you should absolutely be removing this this Hecarim here to potentially move items to a Camille with the idea that, you know, if we hit a Camille too, it is it feels so good here. Temporary TG is actually fantastic for us. He is just going to build another TG here, which makes sense. And then we're left with the Renons, which would actually not be that bad of a third item onto something like Camille. I wouldn't be that upset about it. But yeah, rolling down here, picking up all these upgrades actually is fantastic. And yeah, the only thing that I don't love, I mean, he was holding this extra Hecarim, but I mean, I guess his idea is just going to be to leave these items on Hecarim forever. I don't love it because, yeah, now we got a Renan. Ooh, don't watch. I don't know. This is so icky itemization-wise. I much would have preferred just Renan's Edge of Night BT onto the Camille, and then we can just throw the extra TG onto, like, Vex, who is going to get a lot of value out of just being 6 Chrono. But, I mean, this doesn't feel terrible either. Okay, so another actually big decision point here. Do you want to pick up something like Reaper here? Yeah, I love the Scout here. It looked like there were some kind of strong boards out there who were actually going to roll a little bit here. Chrono gained 30 attack speed on takedown. I don't know how good that actually is, but I guess we'll see here. I think the statistics say it's not one of the better charms, but we do have 6 Chrono in, so it can't be that bad, right? That's a bunch of attack speed now for like this Camille. She's just zipping around the entire board. Man, 6 Chrono. Ooh, she does get 1 tap though. I mean, this guy is 1 HP, so they got to be really strong. Oh, they're What the Forge with Rise. Yeah, we're gonna lose that as well down to 19 HP. This is a scary game. And the big thing is like, until we find like Camille Pair and stuff, like we're actually pretty far from getting something else like onto this board that's really good. Oh, we got a Golem here. This is just a really one of the better charms that you can get in TFT. It's also, yeah, he was actually thinking about potentially moving the Arcana over to another unit, over to potentially the Hecarim here for the DR and AD. I could actually see that being better here, just because, yeah, only 5 traits in, the extra HP isn't that big. I don't know, it's pretty close actually. Curious to see if he swaps it over next round, because he was certainly thinking about it this round. I think it might be better, especially with all these TGs. There is Camille Pair here. We have to grab that. Oof, we can't get it. That's so sad. There is a Shojin for Karma. He's just gonna take Arcana +1 actually. Okay. I mean, this does obviously like increment up your Arcana. I probably would have gone for Shojin on Karma myself, but I mean, maybe he just thinks the power of getting more Arcana in is really big. A lot of interesting decisions made in this game. He's going to tailor for beautiful tailoring for treasure chest onto the Zilean here, and he's going to move his Arcana over to Arcana Emblem actually. So let's see with it is like a bigger base now. Oh, that's kind of a cool idea. So the idea is that he's just going to Arcana Emblem here. That's 24% damage amp with, I mean, yeah, it's the Wandering Dummy, right? That's why he takes it. So I mean, it's a 12% base now, so like the difference between each emblem is not that huge, but still 24% damage amp on your entire board. Okay, actually, fantastic call from Spencer here to go for that, because now we get that 24% damage amp on the entire board here. Also really good positioning on these treasure chests here. So yeah, actually great call from Spencer there. I mean, Shojin onto Karma pretty good, but not as good as 24% damage amp on your entire board. And like I was talking about, the value of pairing with the Tahm Kench is really not that big. So yeah, always forget the dummies. Ooh, that is a Camille 2, and we could even have taken Champion Duplicator if we hadn't hit Camille 2 there, so that's going to be huge for us. 6 Chrono is really, really big here. I wonder if going into Dragon here, now he thinks about moving these items off Hecarim. We'll see. Because you could, of course, get 3 items onto Camille as opposed to just 2 from these. And then there's so many units that you'd love to move these Lucky Gloves over to. So we'll see. We fight this guy again, who is What the Forge. This guy's such a cool setup. I hope they end up top 4ing this game, though it looks like they might be 5th. What the Forge and learning to spell here is just such a cool combination. It's so weird, but actually I didn't remember the name of that person. Okay, beautiful. He does remove the Hecarim here with the idea that he wants to get this stuff off of there. I wonder... he's looking at the diff. I don't think it's... I mean, do you really need... the question is, do you need more tankiness or more damage? And I think the answer is probably more damage. I don't think he needs more tankiness on this. He gets an extra remover here, so he could potentially... He also... he could have taken that charm, but... Oh my god, Sterak's an absolutely amazing one to pick up here. And he actually just finds Briar too here to play around, as well as just a random... You see so many people doing this, is just, you know, like Briar 2 on your board, just doing work as a unit. And he also He's got Shapeshifter. Oh, he has Shapeshifter. I was like, how does he have Shapeshifter on his board? He's got Shapeshifter on his dummy. So it's just Shapeshifter +1 that makes 2 Shapeshifter for Briar here. So it actually all works out. All right, the master plan for Spencer this game, I think. You know, there's some parts here where I was like, what are we doing this game? But I mean, we got to a really nice spot here. He ended up greeting that, you know, Renan's not an amazing item onto Camille, ends up greeting for something better, and ends up getting it. He also duplicates the Morgana here with the idea that going 10 is just such a pipe dream in TFT. He actually doesn't even pick up a charm here, which is crazy, but he saw a lot of econ charms back to back, so I think he just didn't want to pick up any of those. So we're going to win this fight, though, easily. And, ooh, 19 HP win streaking here. The only downside when you're this low in a game of TFT in current set is that it's really scary if you fight somebody really strong. No shot you take Champion Duplicator here. Okay, yeah, that's fine to give you some extra frontline. Holding on to Zerath pair here with the idea that maybe this can come in over something. I'm not really sure what, though. I mean, I guess you could cut Tom Kench, but you're never moving off of... You're probably never moving off the Emblem as your like Arcana. Maybe if we get so far into the game that we have a ton of units in. This is actually, whew, or a ton of charm spot. That was actually, it almost looked like a scary fight, and then Camille just popped off right at the end. Oh my god, another glove for Lucky Gloves. We don't actually have that many units to gloves. I wonder if this is actually our best take. Because who does this actually go on to? I know it looks good. I guess it's going on to Hecarim here. I wonder if it's better to just go blue buff here. I don't know. Maybe there's I mean, we can move items. Yeah, I think actually blue buff might have been stronger here. But I mean, getting a Lucky Gloves onto Hecarim is never a bad thing. So, I mean, I could see it. Always keeping Camille and this Karma same side, making sure that Camille is hitting the same unit that is getting heal cut by Karma is huge. This is actually a scary fight. Oof, this Camille that we're fighting is so strong. It's a Camille versus Camille off here. And this person, what is their dummy? Are they also 6 Chrono here? Because we're barely going to lose this fight down to 2 HP. It is a top 2 here, but can we beat this other person here? I really want to see their dummy, so I can't wait. I'll pause it once we spawn into their board. They are also Chrono, so I mean, if you wanted to see how strong Chrono is, this person is basically our exact same board, except they have a random Diana 2 on the board. Wait, we were both Chrono Bastion. That's so weird that that both of these two players had the exact same 2. That's so wild. But hey, I mean, if you were not aware of how strong 6 Chrono is, I think this game is a great testament to it. 2 people with Chrono spats end up top 2ing, and the only question is, can we end up beating this guy? It looks like their setup with the Diana 2 might just be a little stronger than ours. They also have this support dummy with an Ascension gem, so too hard to get through. Also, they don't have Econ First Augment, I believe. But hey, a win or a top 2 is a top 2, and a fun game from rank 1 Spencer on a cool comp that we got to talk about. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch and my links down below. Thank you guys for watching.